Hey guys, welcome to my channel where if you know, you can grow. So let's erase our doubt and let's pay attention because with Sean, it's always something to learn. What's up and what's going on today, guys? All right, so today I'm going to be introducing a new series. I hope that after this palette goes out, you all receive it well. I think it'll be pretty cool and it's something that I would love to do and love to be able to share. So with that being said, let's get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through here, see how much money I have. I'm going to figure out how much money I actually want to spend. After I figure out exactly how much money I want to spend, we're going to go and buy one of my plants from my plant room. And we're going to talk about the pros and the cons to it. And sizes, price, and if I had to do it over again, would I? All right. I do not have a lot of money today. All right, let's see here. I got 20, 30, 31, 32, $33. And I want to spend all 33 of my dollars. So let's go find something. All right, let's see here. Just a little look today, just a quick little glance to see what might be catching my eye today. What kind of mood am I in for? You know what I'm in a mood for? I think I found it. Okay, so right now what we have is a Philodendron Principal Orange. Now to make sure that this video flows a little quick and I'm not rambling and being very thoughtful of your time, I'm gonna go ahead, I do have a little list that I'm gonna follow to make sure I get through the video, okay? So, here we go. This right here is my Philodendron Principal Orange. This is not the first one I've owned. This is probably the third one I've owned. And did not give it any water. It got a little bit of light from the window, so maybe light was okay. But then when I did give it water, I had it in that, starting off the pot mix Miracle-Gro, just that. And whatever it was sold in, so probably peat moss, and rushed it, never let it acclimate it, then I put it in a pot too big. Didn't give it water, and then I drowned it with water when I did water. So that was an error on me. So that is why I do have this plant, so I consider this plant to be a yes, I will buy it again. This plant at this size, or around the size that I bought it, pretty much range anywhere between $20 to $35. That's what I've seen online, locally in stores. Prices do vary, but pretty much on average, you're gonna spend about 30 bucks on this plant at this size. Now you can get them a little bit smaller, but I still think you're gonna pay like $20 for a Principal Orange. So next we're gonna talk about the size. These plants are really good. In my opinion, these philodendrons are a little bit of a slow grower in comparison to like your trailing plants or your monsteras. They still grow pretty fast compared to like a Hoya, but that's only because of the size. Some other plants where they just get to be so massive so fast, they just take over and spread. Pretty much this plant stays compact together, and then the leaves start spreading out and they do start to get really big depending on how long you have it. But this isn't a plant that you put in a corner and in 6 months you're gonna have to move it again. It's a very low maintenance plant. That's another pro to this. You give it some water and just make sure it's in a place of some bright indirect light, you're gonna be really good to go with that. I wouldn't worry about anything else. Another pro probably to this plant is that it's very resistant. When I say resilient, not resistant, resilient. You go through a lot of trials with your plants. Sometimes you care for them a little too much. Sometimes you don't care for them enough. So I will say that when you don't give this plant exactly what it needs, it will allow you to be able to fix it. If I was to go with a plant that is kind of pest resistant, Philodendron being about the most, definitely no problems with my Principal Orange with that. She understands the assignments. Now, let's go ahead and get to a few things that I can be a little wary about. Although she does change colors, she's very slow to change colors. And to somebody like me who doesn't like to, who loves to see growth, I should say, it takes so long for this plant to actually change that I could become bored. quick to get root bound. It will root out pretty quick and you got to change it. And when it starts rooting out, it starts from the bottom, the roots start coming out. So that's one of the cons that you do have to pay attention to, that although the plant doesn't look very large, the roots could be coming out and it's going to be time for you to upgrade it. Another thing about this plant is that it seems like even when it's in a perfect condition, it's very quick to get those little black spots on them. And the plant is healthy. I don't know why it comes, but it comes with all of my philodendrons as they get older. This one it has not came with, but I guarantee probably about a year to another year and a half, when I show you this plant again, it will have some type of spots on the leaves. And it's not a disease. I don't know where it comes from, but it's just prone to it. Another con I do not like about this plant is that it needs humidity. When this plant does not have humidity, the leaves get stuck. And no matter how careful I am to try to help unfurl those leaves, I always mess it up. So it usually causes some type of rip or some type of tear. And I usually have to stop. And I usually have to cut the leaf, unfortunately, because of that. So usually humidity and watering issues run hand in hand with me with these guys. So yes, it does. Humidity is a major factor because you can put it into like a greenhouse and it does pretty much fine as far as the unfurling of leaves. But if watering is still an issue, that doesn't help. With that being said, all in all, if I was to weigh the pros and the cons, would I buy this plant again? More yes than no. Clearly the pros just outweigh the cons in my area, because to me, most of the cons with this plant are the cons I'm going to have with every plant. So the real question is, do I think that this plant is worth the money? I would not recommend this size to a first-time owner. I would go with a smaller one, because I have seen these plants in like Home Depot that just be in a bowl of water and they call them whatever. I mean, you see some called Sun Red or whatever, Prince of Orange, Imperial Red. You see these and most of the time they're mislabeled, so you can't just go by that. So just go by first what's very pretty to you and then go from there. But would I recommend this plant for a first-time owner? I don't see anything being wrong with it. It is going to require a little bit more care than your pothos, and that's only because your pothos is not, they're going to unfurl. Like they can unfurl in some of the harsh conditions, but the thing is that that's the only type of plant that you're used to. When you're trying to, when you're purchasing new plants, you might try to take that concept on to these other plants, and that just might not work out good to your favor. Well, it won't work out good to your favor. So with that being said, but as always, please like, comment, subscribe, share your thoughts with me. I really want to know. Always remember that when you're growing with Sean, it's always something to learn.